my back blown out in peace. You think I got time to talk about a divorce that's a year old?
It all started with a tweet, just one tweet, but it shook everything. It was one of those moments where the internet didn't even need a full sentence to understand the chaos that was about to unfold. Teyana Taylor's sister, who usually stays quiet and behind the scenes, decided to speak. Just a few words. Raw, direct, no filter. She said, "A man who disrespects my sister in private will get exposed in public." And then, she deleted it, but the damage was done. It was too late. Fans had already screenshotted it, retweeted it, saved it. The tweet spread like wildfire, especially because it didn't name anyone, but everyone already knew who she meant. It had to be about Aaron Pierre. The timing, the tension, the way everything between Teyana and Aaron had felt a little off recently. It wasn't just a coincidence, and the internet wasted no time. Within minutes, people were asking questions. What happened? Did Aaron do something? Why is her sister calling him out publicly? And then someone noticed that just hours before that tweet, Teyana's sister had unfollowed Aaron on Instagram. That's when it started to feel real. This wasn't some vague shade. This was personal. This was family stepping in. It didn't take long before fans started digging deeper. And what they found just added fuel to the fire. Because apparently, Aaron and Teyana had gotten into a major argument just days before. According to people close to the couple, something happened behind closed doors, something that crossed a line. And Teyana's sister had clearly had enough. People who were at the event where the argument allegedly happened said that Aaron raised his voice at Teyana in front of her glam team. He said something like, "You think you're always right. Maybe that's why everyone eventually walks away." And when Teyana looked stunned and hurt, he just turned away. That moment stuck with everyone who saw it. And when Teyana's sister heard about it, she was furious, because if you know anything about Teyana's family, you know they're close. Especially her sister. She's not the loud one. She's not the one chasing the spotlight. But she's always been fiercely protective. And to her, what Aaron said wasn't just disrespect, it was unacceptable. People started going back through old clips and posts, trying to find more signs. And guess what? They found some. There was an old Instagram live from months ago where someone asked Teyana's sister about Aaron. She didn't even say his name. She just looked at the screen and said, "Next question." And then she muttered, "If you know, you know." At the time, people thought maybe it was just teasing. But now, it felt like a warning we all missed. Then came the stories from insiders. People who'd been around Aaron and Teyana during shoots, events, private dinners. One stylist said Aaron had once told Teyana she was too intense, and that men don't like women who always take charge. Another said he once told her to change her dress because it was drawing too much attention. These weren't just little comments. They added up. A pattern was forming. The more fans looked, the more they saw. In almost all of Teyana's recent posts, Aaron was missing. No tags. No photos together. No supportive comments. It was like he'd vanished from her page. And she wasn't hiding anymore. Her captions had shifted. They were stronger, edgier. One of them said, "I don't lose people. I release them." Another one simply said, "Energy doesn't lie." People were reading between the lines, and they didn't like what they were seeing. Teyana's fans began rallying around her, flooding the comment sections with support. "We got you. Protect your peace. Your sister said what needed to be said." And then came the bigger question, was Aaron ever really for her? Or was he just playing a part? Aaron stayed silent. Completely. No posts, no comments, no denial, no apology. Just silence. And sometimes, silence screams the loudest. Especially when the other side is speaking out, even in small ways. Like when Teyana's sister posted another cryptic story just days later. It was a black screen with white letters that read, "When you see your loved one hurting, you speak." Loyalty isn't quiet. People started connecting more dots. Someone leaked that Teyana's mom also wasn't a fan of Aaron. That she felt he was too cold, and that he didn't appreciate Teyana's light. That she'd told friends she worried he'd try to change her. And now, with her sister speaking out too? It started to look like the whole family had been quietly holding back for a long time, and maybe they were right. Because other whispers began to surface. One assistant claimed Aaron had a habit of criticizing Teyana's success. That he felt overshadowed. That he'd once said, "You're always booked. When is there time for us?" Instead of being proud of her, he was bitter. Instead of lifting her up, he was pulling her down. One moment that fans pointed to was a red carpet interview just a few months back. The reporter asked Teyana, "Is Aaron here tonight?" And she smiled nervously, looked off to the side, and said, "He's working." But her voice was low. Her smile was forced. And now people were wondering, was he really working? Or just avoiding her spotlight? And then, right when it seemed like things couldn't get worse, someone dropped another bombshell. A crew member from a recent music video shoot said Aaron had shown up unexpectedly on set and caused a scene. That he accused one of Teyana's dancers of flirting with her. That he pulled her aside and demanded to know what kind of image she was selling. She reportedly told him, "This is my art. If you don't respect that, you don't respect me." Those words echoed across social media. If you don't respect that, you don't respect me. Because that's what this whole situation started to look like, not just a relationship issue, but a respect issue. A deeper problem. A man uncomfortable with a powerful woman. Teyana didn't respond directly. But her content changed. She started showing more of her daughter. More of her studio time. More solo dance rehearsals. She looked focused. Grounded. Like she was reminding herself who she was, with or without Aaron. Aaron eventually broke his silence. But not in the way people expected. He posted a photo of a book. No caption. Just a hand holding a book called The Power of Silence. People were quick to react. Some said he was trying to play the victim. Others said it was his way of staying above the drama. But most people just felt it was weak. When someone publicly calls you disrespectful, staying silent doesn't make you strong, it makes you look guilty. What made it even worse was what happened next. Teyana's sister went live on Instagram. It wasn't long. Maybe 5 minutes. But it was enough. She didn't mention Aaron by name. But she said, "It's not just about one argument. It's about how a man treats your sister when no one's watching. And if you think I'll stay silent while she gets broken down from the inside out, you don't know me." That was it. She ended the live. But it hit hard. By now, the internet had made its decision. Team Teyana was trending. People were praising her sister for speaking out. Saying more women need people like that in their corner. The type who won't watch you settle for someone who doesn't see your worth. Then came the final twist, one that didn't come from social media, leaks, or vague quotes, but from real life. A fan spotted Teyana out in LA, having brunch with her sister at a cozy little cafe tucked off Melrose. There were no cameras, no paparazzi, just two women sitting across from each other, eating, laughing, and, according to a nearby diner, healing. They looked calm. Strong. Like sisters who had been through the fire together and come out tougher. One onlooker posted on X, saying, "You could tell she was at peace. Like she'd finally exhaled." Another claimed to have overheard a part of their conversation. Teyana, sipping her coffee, said softly, "I'm good now. Better, actually." And her sister leaned in and replied, "Because you remembered who you are." That moment at brunch? It spread like wildfire. Fans saw more than a celebrity sighting, they saw healing. Days later, Teyana posted a raw studio video, no glam, just movement, power, and peace. The caption said it all, healing in motion. Comments poured in, you never needed him. This is the Teyana we love. It wasn't about Aaron anymore. It was about reclaiming self-worth. And while he stayed silent, maybe hoping it would fade, it was clear she already made it through. And this time, her circle wasn't staying quiet. They were holding her closer, louder, and stronger than ever. Sometimes, the strongest love isn't loud, it's quiet, steady, and shows up when you're too tired to. Like a sister who speaks truth when you can't, who sees past the smiles. And stands tall when you feel small. She posts what you won't say, then deletes it, not out of regret, but because the message landed. Teyana's not alone. That's the heart of it. Behind every strong woman is someone holding her crown. Whether this is the end or just a pause, one thing's clear, her people are done staying silent. This isn't just about love, it's about choosing self-worth. Loudly, Teyana may be moving in silence, but her people? They're making sure the world hears her loud and clear. Because when you disrespect a woman like Teyana Taylor, you don't just deal with her. You deal with the whole tribe that built her. And that, right there, is something no deleted tweet can erase.